Greetings, fellow Gothamites. Tiki here.
And Bluedragonfive. Over 10 years ago, as the Dark Knight changed things forever, we lost the actor who made it happen. Heath Ledger delivered the ultimate performance that left us eternally wanting more. While we all thought we saw the last of his betrayal of the Clown Prince of Crime, two men unearthed amazing footage of what he might have done next.
The job falls to us to comb over the files and documented exploits of Patient 4479, and this ultimate tribute to the role of a lifetime. Let's start today's session with My Funny Valentine. Alright, I'm not even going to beat around the bush. This is awesome. I honestly, like, as much as I've been enjoying everything so far, I feel like this is, like, by far the best of the, like, and I get the feeling that this is going to be one of those series where it's like, as we go on, the quality is just kind of going to leapfrog over itself, because
just wait until the next one. The next one's the one I've been hyped for you to see, honestly. So we're just
only thing I know about the next one, because it shows up in the in the corner of the screen. I can't really help that. It's the next video that shows up. The only thing I know about the next one is that it's like almost 9 minutes long. So I'm hyped for that, Dragon. It's like double the length of what we're usually getting.
I'm not sure we're thinking about the same episode. Obviously, they show a couple, but I don't know. We'll see. I think you're thinking the same. I'm forgetting
Hypnotized?
No, you're right. Okay, I forgot that was 9 minutes long.
Yeah, 8:39.
All right. Well, no, you're okay. You're right. Yeah, sorry. It's a run. Yeah, we are increasing the runtime as we go. I forgot that increased that fast. But yeah, we're there.
Right.
You're right. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, this is just of course, there's a lot of stuff going on in this episode. We get the first appearance of Jeremiah Arkham. We get Harley is now sort of in camera. And I gotta tell you, seeing her on camera definitely helps with the voice issue I've been having with her. So, God, I'm geeking out. Fucking fantastic. Like, Kevin Smith fucking credits ending. Made me hyped to get to the next one. The next one for sure. Yeah, let's just jump into this, Dragon.
Well, let me tell you the context around this, because the context is very important for this.
Oh, yes, the letter writing and everything. Sure,
yeah, you're going to want to know.
Down. Sure.
Okay, so that's important. Okay, so this is technically the second of the holiday specials. Let's just say I'm saving the first for a rainy day or a more appropriate month, let's say. The point being, this is...
I see what you did there. Yes, Goldblum acknowledgement. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, so this is the second of the kind of these their specials, as in, that's like, if you look at this episode, it's called it's kind of numbered 4.5, as in, again, this one is the most plot relevant of the holiday kind of special episodes. Like that, hence the reason we haven't covered the first one already, because it wasn't really plot relevant. It's just kind of like cool and off to the side. But yeah, this one definitely, it's sort of like the next episode, pretty much like you kind of throw into it, you can put the pieces together, where this one kind of massages out like point A to point B. Like if you want like just a little extra detail, like this is why things happen in the next episode. Is that Joker's doing some stuff that's going to get him in trouble, which we see in this episode. I mean, outside of stuff
that's why it's a 0.5, like you said.
Yeah, that's why it's 0.5. It's not like if you didn't see this episode, you'd probably be fine. Sure. Knowing Joker's already in trouble for what he did last episode. And this is kind of pushes him over the line that he was already.
But I mean, it is the first appearance of Jeremiah Arkham.
Which I know that's why it's the most plot relevant, because this introduces and Jeremiah Arkham's going to have kind of another kind of quasi introduction, but this is like this is the real introduction. That's why it's the most relevant of the whole bunch. Okay, so this is also, in addition to a holiday special, these are kind of called task videos. Now,
yes.
Right, the task video is basically a big nod within the series to the Dark Knight viral marketing campaign, which again is very much kind of coded the series already, as you saw with like little title cards, like him scribbling out stuff, stuff along that line. So the task videos had a mission versus like, hey, see the Dark Knight, which is what the actual viral marketing campaign was. The task in this case is the goal of getting the Joker blog's web series notoriety in the eyes of Warner Brothers. So all these letters were addressed to Warner Brothers.
I was wondering about that. Because they showed the envelope and Dragon. The envelope threw me off. You know why? The address because
I know Gotham, but
yeah, it has Gotham. So I was like, wait a minute, like it's Warner's, but then it's also Gotham. So
actual location though.
Okay, that's cool. I'm just curious: did they like name a street of their studio after Gotham, or is it just a coincidence?
I'll tell you, T. I can't give the exact location, but I'm pretty sure it is on the Warner's lot, and I know they do like a Warner. I think now there's like a Warner Studio tour, maybe around that exact address.
Yeah. There's definitely a Warner Studio tour on the lot. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if there's a lot of. I can't tell you where exactly they sent it because I don't know if they sent it directly in the offices of the bigwigs or basically on the lot to be taken to the bigwigs. So the point being, it's on that. It is addressed to Warner Brothers, and that is an address that is on that premises. I can't tell you where exactly that is inside the Warner compound, if you will. Yeah. So again, as I said, plot relevant fills in the blanks, and again, basically things that kind of get established at the top of the next episode. Basically, the smart audience member can probably fill in the blanks. Okay, Joker's in trouble, and this is led here, but now we've introduced Dr. Arkham, played by the wonderful Steve Maloney. Now, Steve Maloney is an actor that Scott McClure and Andrew DeVary have wanted to work with for in a project for a while, and he's a trained actor, theatrically trained actor, and all that. He has like a sketch comedy troupe. I mean, he's worked with a sketch comedy troupe and everything. So Maloney's like a real actor's actor. He's top. You're going to see him do some really good stuff in this show, and he's going to come back. I'll say that much. Again, this started off as a bit part, but again, because they wanted to give him like a role that wasn't a dead body like Steve, so they kind of had, okay, we got to give him something that's not just like Steve or a guard or something. It's going to be like cut off from, just for that without.
So was it like a Corey Olneck situation where where they the guy was like a bit character, but then they really liked him?
Pretty much, yeah. So that's the thing. So they were so impressed with him so much that led to Dr. Arkham getting more appearances. Hence the second introduction, which again is like this. They did this, and they thought maybe that would be the end of it. And then of course, like, hey, let's. Originally, there was no Dr. Arkham in the story, Tiki, because this is the really historic thing for this, and this is the reason you all, even more so, you want to say Joker Vlogs is what happens between the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises, because it's that good.
Yeah, like usually Jeremiah Arkham, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's usually like more of a historical figure. Is that right?
Jeremiah Arkham has never appeared in live action.
Okay, but I mean, I'm just
saying,
you're
right.
The context of the comics, though.
I mean, there is an actual guy named Jeremiah Arkham who runs the asylum, but we've never adapted him in live action. But
but like in the comics, does he have like a presence, or is he just?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The Arkham family is what you're thinking of, Tiki, and then the Arkham games and stuff, like they've talked to. The whole asylum is like a lineage of Arkhams, and Dr. Jeremiah Arkham is the guy who we have seen physically in the comics. So there is an actual Jeremiah Arkham who descends from a whole bunch of Arkhams, which built the asylum way back in the olden days.
So yeah, that's what I'm thinking of with the historical.
I know, I know exactly what you're thinking of, but I'm just telling you. So that's how.
Gotcha. I'm glad we cleared that up.
But either way, the point being that's kind of big though. We've never, like, again, even through all of Gotham and everything else, we've had a Jeremiah Valesco, but never a Jeremiah Arkham. Yeah, that's the closest we've gotten to like Jeremiah.
Gotham would be one of the shows that they would explore something like that, but no.
Even the animated series where we've had Dr. Bartholomew as the fill-in for Dr. Arkham.
Right.
They never wanted to pull the trigger on that, so it's like, okay, well, we don't want Dr. Arkham because I don't know, maybe one day we'll do so, maybe not. But Dr. Bartholomew, he'll be the head cheese at the asylum, so he'll be our guy. Anyway, so actually, it's so funny on the commentary. They've actually cited a reference I'm sure you'd love. They basically likened the Steve Maloney kind of coming back to Ben Linus from Lost.
Oh my God. Okay, so I'm sorry. Tell me one more time about like the correlation with Ben Linus.
Well, the correlation just being, Ben Linus, they kind of showed up and it was, I imagine, you can speak to it more than I can, Tiki. It's the fact that Ben Linus,
yeah, okay, gotcha.
A minimal role, or like a very targeted role. And it kind of became like we loved them so much.
Sorry, you don't even want to get me started on Ben Linus.
That's what I'm saying. So basically, Ben Linus is the equivalent for kind of their
go-to. The best character on that whole goddamn show.
And Dr. Arkham is going to he's going to have a big role. So I'll tease that much for you. Okay, so all right. So all that said, we can jump right into it now. So again, our Valentine's Day special, if you will. So
we start with the Joker just kind of writing some seemingly love letters or something. He's just kind of like just He's got his little cue card striking. He's got an arts and crafts project going on, if you will.
Now, I can't verify this, but the implication to me has always been, again, because this kind of skirts a thing where it is in continuity, and when they do like the whole edited movie of this that they put out, special, this scene is in the movie. They cut it off at a certain point, mainly when the task comes into play at the end.
I'm very intrigued with the fact that this is a movie. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was edited to a movie. That's a new wrinkle I wasn't aware of.
Oh no, I told you at the start, Tiki.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyway, but they'll probably be more relevant as we get deeper into it. I'm going to fall that back here and there. But again, as I was saying, this is like the first time like they made like a major change where they have to edit they have to chop the end off of this, so like it works as a movie. Because then they're like, wait a minute, it's referencing itself in the show with like the web address. That can't happen.
Sure.
Anyway. So the implication to me, in terms of our story here, is that after a dream come true, the last episode, Dr. Quinzel is trying to basically between each video, Tiki, there's a time jump. As in time.
No, I got the vibe of that. Yeah, I'm with that.
So, assumedly, after the big security breach last episode, Joker's in hot water, and the idea, I imagine, is based on like kind of the clandestine nature and Dr. Arkham chewing her out later, is that she's been trying to sneak a session in late at night, like around 1 a.m. So she's trying to sneak in like an extra session, despite the fact she probably isn't supposed to be doing that, given how grave a security risk is after he's killed 2 people already.
Yeah, no, I pretty much kept on top of that for sure.
Good. Okay. All right, so 447 is drawing with crayons. He's humming da, 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 like Strangers in the Night or something.
I like that. That's very accurate to to an asylum where they won't give you a pen or a pencil, but they might give you crayons.
All the people you don't want to give a writing utensil.
Exactly. Oh my God. I mean, honestly, he would probably be able to find a way to kill you with a crayon.
Oh, I'm sure he could. I'm sure he could. That's the thing. I love that, again, there's a little bit of risk there, too. And basically the whole, I think kind of the underlining thing of this episode is that Joker, again, as it's going to kind of grow as the episodes go on, he's growing a lot of power within Arkham Asylum.
Oh, yeah. And I like that it's kind of like slowly building itself up in the background.
Yeah. So anyway, so his little arts and crafts session here is interrupted by Dr. Arkham again. Steve
this was big, Dragon. This was a big moment for me. I was like, it took me a second to realize who it was, but when I did, I was like, oh, it's the guy! It's the guy! I did like a Leonardo DiCaprio, like, oh, him!
So we have, I think, a hysterical line, by the way. His line just cracked. It's so brilliant, it cracks me up. So
there's some really on point, like, Ledger comedy in here, for sure.
That there is. Like, you can't just barge into people's offices like that. Which, remember, the first office he broke into was Jeremiah Arkham's, and then Harley just breaking into all sorts of people's offices. Just the hilarious hypocrisy, and that just cracks me up. You can't just barge into people's offices. The Dr. Arkham, he's asking about, he basically drops this box of chocolates on the table.
I love how Arkham is, like, he's trying his best to be patient.
I know. I love, because again, he's the captain of the ship of the asylum, trying to lead the charge for professionalism, and he's trying to accentuate control versus the Joker, who clearly has more of it, but Arkham just does not realize it at this point.
He's just kind of like laying down the law, like, no, I'm not playing your games, like. Like why? Like he lays down a heart-shaped box of chocolates, of course. Mm-hmm. Of course. I would like to think that Joker is a Nirvana fan. I'm just saying.
I mean, sure. I mean, also box of chocolates come in hearts around Valentine's Day, but sure.
No, but I appreciate the irony of heart-shaped box being a really depressing song, and I could see Joker latching on to that. I'm just saying.
We are going to get some of his musical taste later in the show.
Are we? Oh, that's exciting.
At least one
commentary for that.
At least one song in particular, but we'll
okay.
All right, so a little fun fact. I mean, I could be reading into this too much, but just given the main source material we're pulling from for this whole series with Mad Love, there is a very Mad Lovian kind of reference at the top of this here, where he just throws the box chocolates. I want to know why this was in my office. It's because I put it there. Right. Which is a direct pull from Mad Love, where Harleen, the thing that brings her to his cell, is like, he left a flower in her office. I think the guards would like to know how this got in my office. I put it there. Anyway, says, what was this doing? I found this in my office. What was it doing there? It's and what's the meaning of this? It's a gift. for Valentine's Day. Says so innocently.
Dragon, I just wanted him to say something. This is kind of ridiculous, but I wanted him to say something like, you know, when Arkham was like, "Why'd you do it?" I wanted him to say something like, "Because I like you, Jerry."
There's stuff I want to tell you right now, but I can't.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh boy. Anyway, so we begin the task device of the episode here, where he's basically periodically in the midst of this conversation, he's just showing his basically what he's been drawing, which essentially are these cue cards.
Yeah.
Which says "Roses are dead," basically parts of a poem, which will then turn into a message. Mm-hmm. It says, I'm not interested in games. Again, Dr. Arkham being all business here. You know, I've been informed by the Gotham Police Department, you know, that there are no traces of explosives, deadly chemicals, or any bloody bits or body parts. And then we have just this hysterical reaction from Scott McClure. Just like, why would there be anything like that?
Oh, I love that delivery. That is like the most on point Ledger delivery in the whole thing, in my opinion. Why would there be anything? Like, to me, that is very emblematic of you know, like, me. I was right here. You know,
I was with her.
Oh man, good stuff.
So. And also everything Dr. Arkham's listing off here, classic Joker moves. Again, this is classic stuff. Plus stuff we've seen him do in the Dark Knight too, with explosives and poisoning drinks and everything. You know,
right.
He's absolutely. Arkham was very, very legitimately concerned. No, I mean, obviously, you know. All right, so again, just wonderful, just genuine reactions. Joker just utterly horrified, bloody body parts and bits, and oh my God, what are you saying to me?
Well, why would I do anything like that?
Yep. I guess I got the wrong impression because of the note attached, which is happy. So I just love they both the recognition as he realizes.
Yeah, he's just like yeah. I know exactly what the note says.
Happy St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Like, yeah, that's what I wrote. So he's just not realizing at all just how intimidating that comes across. Just like, no, it's St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Yeah, that's the Joker's twisted. Like, hey, let's celebrate Valentine's Day. So listen, Jerry, basically explaining like why the heck he wouldn't pull anything again that he's done already or in the Dark Knight, essentially. Classic Joker logic of, listen, Jerry, I'm not a one-trick pony. I never do the same trick twice. Unless it builds.
Yeah, no, that is an intimidating line right there, man.
Yep, unless it builds.
That is a threat, man. That is a straight up threat.
So let's see. So then we have, violence will ensue. Mm-hmm. Speaking of threats, now from the spoken word to the written word.
Oh God.
All right. So Dr. Arkham, again, he's trying to maintain the authority and the professionalism.
He's trying. God bless him. He's trying.
You can't. Again, he's the brass tacks. I just love, again, the implication being in the times that have passed between sessions. Again, as I said, we saw the crack form in Harleen Quinzel, and that she, as we see, kind of 4479, kind of melt in her hand this episode. It's like they're growing closer. You know, they're growing closer, and she's definitely got she's been more kind of a soft touch to him here in the therapy versus Dr. Arkham, who's trying to be like kind of dad coming in here and just kind of laying down the law.
Uh-huh.
He's pulling out the belt, so to speak. You can't keep breaking into my office. It's like you say that, and yet,
I think maybe I can. I don't know. We'll see.
Again, kind of like the whole, you think you can steal from us and get away with it? Yeah.
Yes.
So, we're trying to help you, and half the staff is afraid to approach you, let alone talk to you. The DA's office, the district attorney's office, are apprehensive about assigning anyone else to your case. Which, again, I love that part of that is like impulse from the Joker, but by the same time, part of a plan to buy time. It's like, hey, well, now the DA's office isn't like sending people to evaluate by putting the time crunch on a session time with Harlan.
Oh, no, I mean, I absolutely think it's totally part of this plan, Dragon. I mean, yeah. I think, it's absolutely just like he wants to create a diversion, and also, on some level, I think, like, by him doing all this crazy shit, he's kind of proving that he's insane on some level, you know?
I mean, he skinned a district attorney alive
Exactly.
and left him on a man. He left a second gift. He left 2 gifts that night. One to Harleen and one to Jerry. Jerry Arkham.
Right.
They're scared of little old me.
Little old me.
I guess they shouldn't have questioned my insanity.
Uh-huh.
All right, so then Dr. Arkham, this is important, Tiki. Again, Mark, this photo is going to be very pivotal, as you can kind of tell by the end of the episode.
Yeah, I mean, I can already tell. They're sort of building it, yeah.
Dr. Arkham is asking for the picture of his wife back.
Uh-huh.
The things we do for love. Tell you what I'm going to do, Jerry. I'm going to look around. It's around here someplace. If you give me a moment, I'll find it for you. So as he's looking, enter Harleen Quinzel, who just kind of barges in there, kind of chewing out Dr. Arkham for questioning her patient like this, kind of violating the whole kind of doctor-patient thing.
And then the body language on Joker just instantly changes into just like that's right. It's basically just like a criminal who has his lawyer with him. Basically, Dragon, think of it as like God. Oh, think of it as like a hardened criminal who now has Saul Goodman, Lalo. Yeah, that's right. My lawyer's here.
Oh yeah. Oh God, it just.
No, you can picture it, right?
No, I absolutely can. I mean, the way my analogy was, I mean, yours is perfect. My analogy is just sort of like it's like the divorced mom and dad, and you have like the kid just kind of siding with mom in the scene, essentially.
But that's also a good analogy. I can
almost
see
like the
that.
Peanuts framing, where again, so far we have not seen anyone's face because again, the focus is on the Joker.
Right.
And again, remember, the more we see of Harleen Quinzel, the more dangerous and the more, the more danger that is kind of coming into the picture.
Uh-huh.
All right, so also, fun fact is, now we kind of see her from the neck down. Kira Westberg, the actress playing Harleen Quinzel, if you look, she looks a little tan this scene because she went on vacation, got a bad sunburn.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice. That's funny.
Yeah, so if you see if you see her later, like see parts of her later, they're going to be less tanned and such.
Uh-uh.
All right, okay, so again, so she's coming to the Joker's aid here, and again, Scott McClure, I can't say if he's like a full-on 100% like certified, if he took mime classes or not, but he actually doesn't mean mime, so that's why his body language is so on point in this. It's like legit mime work, and it's flawless, and he gets to put a lot of that into play with the physicality of the silent Joker within these scenes.
Nice.
All right, so then he keeps holding up the cards here. In this case, it's a new holiday, and I love the eyebrow. He's doing the Belushi eyebrow thing.
Oh yeah, totally. He's hamming it up.
Yep. Let's see. So just great reactions there. Like as well, Dr. Arkham is justifying himself almost very sanctimoniously. Well, as director of Arkham Asylum, I feel completely authorized. And I felt physically threatened by your patients. Then question like, what are you doing here at 1:30 in the morning? Questioning my patient.
So of course, Dragon, at this point, like I didn't expect Harley to be this far gone, but it's like she is, she is Alice halfway down the rabbit hole already. Dragon, I feel,
Absolutely.
It's like there's no turning back for this poor girl at this point. She's already gone.
Yeah, and again, I just love that basically she's there, but she hasn't necessarily, she's not proclaiming the side that she's taking. Like, she's in denial.
But you can already, we as an audience can clearly, yeah.
Basically, right now, as Joker called out last episode, for the professional reasons, again, for the whole book deals and everything, she's clinging on to this for dear life because she knows this guy could actually shut her down. So she's, trying to scare him off. So the world keeps spinning. And again, like she's desperate to cling on to the hopes of Joker making a name for herself before realizing the deeper reasons where, he's kind of needling his way in there, again, right now they're kind of linked at the hip in terms of needing each other.
Sure.
All right, let's see. So again, so it's 1:30 in the morning. That's besides the point. I felt threatened by your patient. Of course, as he says this, Joker, McClure actually doing this, but he's biting the tip off the crayon. He's eating the crayon. God, and I love that we're zhuzhing up the exposition between these two characters, and just as they're chatting, there's like Joker kind of steal focus on the frame. Here's like it's accentuating the comedy of the scene, like biting crayons, and I could ask what you're doing here at 1:30 in the morning. Says, why are you trying to avoid, basically trying to avoid more of these, pervasive questions and such, So, let's see. So, Joker then he tosses the lid off the candy, off the heart-shaped box of chocolates, and he eats pieces
just
of
a perfect gesture, again, like very similar to other times that we see Joker eating in the Dark Knight, just like when he's at the party, for example, and just kind of like takes the hors d'oeuvres,
like the shrimp hors d'oeuvre, whatever it is.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
McClure, by the way, so McClure doesn't like chocolate.
Have you seen Harvey? You know where he is.
Harvey Dent, you know who he is? So yeah, right. McClure again. So in addition to, I assume, the crayon, he's not much of a chocolate guy. So we see they're like spit takes that are going off camera here. So he's like, I have to be able to edit things out with the little flickering of the camera. He's probably spitting it out in between takes. Oh yeah. So by the way, this is actually a plot point here. Like why are basically Dr. Arkham, he's avoiding questions from the staff. Where that's kind of a thing here, where Dr. Arkham's really dodgy and stubborn to the staff at Arkham, which is going to have a payoff. So just remember, there's trouble at Arkham Asylum since even before the Joker showed up, but especially after.
Trouble at Arkham Dragon. I always assumed that Arkham Asylum was like one of the most above the board medical facilities. What
I know, right? It's just like a Shanko. That's the place you want to be sentenced. I mean, look, they have tennis on the weekends.
Oh God.
Anyway. So, okay, let's see. He's just eating. Basically, he's proven, like, the candy is not poison and everything. He's trying to seem as harmless as possible during this scene. Then we have that great kind of twinge of, like, it's hilarious, but when it kind of makes you hate yourself for laughing a little bit here. It's like, it's not poison, but then he offers him to Harleen, like, will you be my Valentine?
I'm sorry. That's the perfect beat in the middle of this like intense conversation that's going on. Dragon, that to me is like the the child trying to break up the tension between mom and dad fighting almost.
Yeah, and again you see like the stammering and discomfort amongst
Harvey she's still uncomfortable with that question at this point. She's still very much like does not want to answer that question.
Let alone while the boss.
But probably because she knows the answer is more yes than no.
Yep.
In her head.
deep down, unequivocally. And of course, right now, and this is like the thing, this is kind of landing your big toe in hot water, seeing this sort of stuff. From Dr. Arkham witnessing this and like, oh man, there's a lack of professionalism between these two. And he's getting away with murder, literally. This isn't going to be good. So he's inviting her outside to talk about the patient, and so again, mommy and daddy have left the room here. Don't worry, I'll just wait here and be patient.
I love how Arkham is just like so upfront about like we're going to talk about your patient confidentially, alone, not in front of him.
Yep. So Harleen's in trouble. There's going to be definitely a cause and effect that's going to happen here. So Harleen's in trouble. All right. So now this. So now the task happens. This is where we have the. So again, the film version cuts right after he jumps in front when he moves the camera. So when he moves the camera, he just kind of fritzes out and goes to the next episode. That's how the edited movie works. So here it's we get the full version here. Where, okay, so he's so he provides the next task here. The next task here, where basically, essentially, it's grab a pen and paper and send a Valentine to, I believe it's 4000 Warner's Boulevard, Building 76, Gotham 91522.
Yeah.
Which again correlates to the studio tour, and again, basically the message being have a happy Valentine's Day from.
Do you think it's the address where like you actually like board the studio tour?
I mean, I know there's a Gotham section of the Warner Brothers lot, and that makes me wonder if perhaps that's where it's being set.
Okay.
I only know that like in recent years, though. I don't know if like by the time they were shooting this, that was the case. I can only assume that had to have been the case. I mean, for it to make sense.
Well, I mean, I would think that it'd make more. I assume the Gotham lot is like part of the '90s Batman movies.
Sure, but you also at this point, this would be still after the Dark Knight. All I know is like by the time Dark Knight Rises happens, they have that lot figured out.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they shot all of the Dark Knight stuff in Chicago, I thought.
Well, no, I'm just saying they take the props and they put it on the studio tour. That's what I'm saying. They kind of put it. But no, you're right. I'm saying the actual sets.
No,
are there.
okay. So I'm sorry. When you say a Gotham lot, I'm picturing like they just preserved the Gotham City set from Tim Burton's Batman in the same way that, like, let's say Universal preserves like Whoville or the Clock Tower or something. Is that not what the deal is?
Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, again, like they've taken like things that have been built and they put it on the tour. Yeah.
Okay, so all I'm saying is that like it's probably like more likely that it was there 10 years ago than it is that it's there now.
It's a fair point. Again, I wish I could say for certain, but regardless. So the point being, again, the main reason I'm convinced like this was covered because it says www.jokerblogs.youtube, .com, which again, I mean, technically the blog is active, hence the show title. Again, assuming why they didn't call it the vlogs versus the blogs because they have that whole website set up. But anyway,
that still bothers
I know
a lot of my OCD, yeah. But whatever, I'm gonna have to learn to live with it.
I know it's a compromise, but again, yeah. Anyway. Okay, so the point being, so send lots, and we have the important title card. So after, again, basically you put that in an envelope directed there, a little Valentine, a little piece of paper. It says Happy Valentine's Day, and the little cue cards now say, hope you send lots, because if you don't
oh God.
The last card, which is the picture of Dr. Jerry. He was right, it was in there somewhere. The picture of Mrs. Arkham from Meet Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Taken out of the frame and put on one of these cue cards with kind of a little pirate kind of X.
Skull and crossbones, yeah.
Skull and crossbones with a picture, basically as a big threat that, or else something bad's going to happen to Mrs. Arkham. And of course, as this is shown to the camera, Dr. Arkham remembers the camera's on in there. He's coming back to take the camera, and then of course off screen we hear that he's just utterly horrified.
It's just a perfect ending, Dragon. I loved this ending.
Again, that's the sell of the Joker blogs, man. Again, they have that formula figured out perfectly. Where again, it's like you laugh, you get uncomfortable, and then you have that to be continued going on.
Yeah, I was just like, oh shit, okay, I'm in it.
So again, Jeremiah Arkham, like, oh my God.
Of course, let us not forget that he does the whole like the heart thing with sand.
Yep, makes the little heart pose, and then. We fritz out as we tend to do.
Perfect.
Yeah. All
right. I mean, I don't have much more to say, Dragon. I'm super excited now that we're going to get longer episodes. I'm excited for that. I mean, I just think that, 4 episodes in, God knows what's going to. I mean, like I said, I just feel like this is a series that's just going to kind of like keep leapfrogging itself as far as quality goes, and I'm excited for the ride.
Yep, this episode, very strong supplemental episode, with again a lot of great stuff that kind of grab onto. Again, like the fun introduction of Dr. Arkham.
Is a supplemental episode. It's still my favorite of the 5 we've covered so far.
I know, it's great. So again, a fun introduction of Dr. Arkham. Things can get real interesting for sure. This task, and just for the record, this task specifically didn't get a response from Warner Brothers, sadly.
Ah.
All right, so I'm going to encourage be worried for Dr. Arkham, kids. Dr. Arkham's going to go on a wild ride. I'll say that.
Okay.
And I'm not exaggerating. So
a wild ride in the Clifford sense of the word.
I won't confirm or deny anything.
All right, fair enough.
So consequences are next episode. Consequences are coming for 4479, and we're going to see how he responds to a curveball being thrown at him. And all I can say, just kind of in closing here, is to quote a line from The Dark Knight: "Things are going to get stranger."
Oh God. All right, cool. Okay, guess what I did, Dragon?
Don't tell me.
I fucking closed the tab. I did it like just literally like unconsciously. It's okay though. I got it back up again. All right. Well, our time's up, and it's time to reseal the further evidence. Until next time, when we attempt to answer the question, is there a method to the madness? With the Joker Blogs case study.
Why would there be anything like that?
Will you be my Valentine?